Hi guys, thanks for joining me on today's live video. Today I want to talk about making things your way of life. As you may have noticed, about nothing happens overnight. Just want to make sure that this video is live. Okay, so nothing happens overnight. So I'm sure you've watched infomercials, ads, and marketers talk about overnight changes or successes. 6 weeks to perfect body, abs, fitness, weight loss, health, job, life, whatever it might be. But whatever you do or want to achieve needs to become more your way of life. Not just a quick fix you do for 6 weeks before your summer holidays or your big event. So maybe dieting and getting fitter and healthy, and then you go back to normal. Your goals and dreams can become your new normal. Think of 6 years or 60 years rather than 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, you're really just getting going. So I'm sure you've heard about people talking about 21 days to start a new habit. But the reality is that was a misinterpretation of a guy's research back in the 1960s, a Dr. Maxwell Maltz, who had suggested he had observed changes occurring over about 21 days, but that was just things beginning to change as opposed to a habit having been created. But people latched onto that 21 days. It's a nice round figure. It's understandable, but the reality is it takes more like 18 days to a year to really create a habit or solidify change. So an example for me is my rowing. When I was racing, I would spend months training before a race. And when I was building up my endurance, fitness, and strength, that took years to build up. So I spent hours on the water, in the gym, lifting weights, training. But I never once thought, oh, I can't sustain this, I can't keep this up. This is too hard. I love nothing more than to be out there training on the water, challenging myself. I was obsessed with rowing. So when you find something you're obsessed with or love doing, spending weeks, months, or even years practicing that or building your craft, perfecting it, that time is not time that you find as challenging. It's something that you just enjoy doing. So whatever it becomes something you're known for, it's like such and such is known for running, cycling, whatever it might be. So I love to build challenge into my life. So I may no longer train 6 or 7 days a week for rowing, but about 6 years ago I started cycling to the office. And when I started cycling, I actually wished that I'd started long before that. So I remember sitting in the car watching cyclists burn past me while I was stuck in traffic and thinking, oh, I wish I was out there cycling. But eventually I started cycling and never looked back. So now I cycle or run to the office every day, and I love doing that. So whatever you want to achieve, whatever your long-term goals are, it doesn't matter when you start, just that you do start. Aim small and then just keep going. Start seeing your goals as not something you do for 6 weeks, but become your way of life, something that's sustainable and consistent. I've talked before about building challenge into your life, challenging yourself to change your goals to something which becomes your new normal and see what happens, and you might surprise yourself. So that's really all I want to cover today. So basically making it your new way of life, so your new normal, what you become known for, as opposed to those short-term objectives of 6 weeks to lose some weight or get healthy or get fit or whatever it is you might be wishing to achieve. Start to see your goals as a little bit different, something that you become your new normal, something that becomes a long-term objective, more of a mission than lots of short-term goals. Yes, you can break your big goals into short goals, but make it something that's sustainable, something that you're going to stick with long-term. That's something that I found in my experience in rowing and training, and now with cycling to and from the office and running. Just don't see it as something I do for a short term before a race, but something that I consistently stick at. Something that challenges me. I actually, back in October, I created a challenge on a Monday morning to start running up to Arthur's Seat before starting work. So I would have to leave the house about 6:15 in the morning and then run in the dark and then arrive at Arthur's Seat and see that looming above me and just running up there, but looking out from Arthur's Seat in the morning as the sun rose, There was no better way to start your Monday morning and start your week. Because for weeks before that, I've been standing in the office having my breakfast, looking up at Arthur's Seat. So Arthur's Seat, for people who don't know, is actually a extinct volcano on the edge of Edinburgh, and you get great views over the city. But I've been having my breakfast looking up at Arthur's Seat and thinking, I should be up there in the morning before work so that I can stand and have my breakfast, thinking I was up there this morning. And I started doing that for about 3 or 4 months. Actually, something I need to start doing again. But yeah, build challenge into your day. Start your week with a challenge and see how that transforms your week and just your outlook on life. That's what I want to leave you with today. Thanks for listening, and any feedback or comments, as always, leave them below. I love to hear them, and I will speak to you again next week.